commenting on theme. Dear students, theme is, a time-honored ingredient of literature, and it could also be explored under this pre-critical response when we are not using any theory or any critical approach, but we are just focusing on the basic components of literature, the basic ingredients of literature. Okay, so while discussing theme, we should know that theme is the major idea and the main concept within a piece of literature. Okay, so the major idea and the major theme, which is the whole story is just revolving around. Okay, so that is actually the theme, and it's basically about the central idea of a particular work and the underlying meaning which are conveyed through a particular theme that can also be explored, and then it could also be used as your starting of research on literature, and particularly while using this ingredient of literature. Remember that theme might be directly conveyed, it might be given directly, and it could be implied, right? So you should also just explore the possibility of a directly given theme or the implied one, right? And you can also just comment on theme while keeping in mind the often rich and the varied background of literary classics, right? Which had different themes and which could have underlying idea of the action, right? So that is called theme. So you can just talk about them, like just think about Oedipus Rex. So what's the theme, and what's the the morality which is going on in the play, right? So that could be one starting point. And then you can also talk about any thrilling movie or any suspense movie. So what's the theme which is actually serving as the basic point of suspense and thrill, right? So that is actually the theme, and you can talk about that. And it's the complex aspect of literature. A theme is a very complex aspect of literature, which of course requires very intentional thinking, and you can comment on, you can just talk about the theme in a literary piece. And the major themes which we could found just around us are like slavery, hypocrisy, and violence and destruction. And you can just comment on these themes in particular literary pieces, like in Frankenstein. Basically, it's the violence of the monster which is going on, and which is one of the major theme. And by the way, it's the starting up of the science fiction, right? So this science fiction could also be one point, and the theme of the scientific discovery, which is really a major theme in modern era. So you can also comment on that. And then this theme of Hamlet as a play, which is about this taking the revenge from the uncle, is also basically one of the major theme. So you can just talk about Hamlet in terms of its theme, and you can also comment on to his choir mistress in terms of its theme, which is going on, and it's the Cavalier England which is presented, and it's about the Cavalier England features which are given in this poem. So you can talk about themes, and theme is really the time-honored ingredient of literature, and we can start our basic beginner's level exploration of literature while commenting on the central idea or the concept, which is always given as theme within a literary piece of work.